breaks the power of sin? Come on, sing it. Who breaks the power of sin and darkness? Whose love is mighty and so much stronger? The King of glory, the King above all kings. Who shakes the whole earth with holy thunder? Who leaves us breathless in awe and wonder? The King of glory, the King above all kings. So we sing, this is amazing grace. This is unfailing love. That you would take my place. That you would bear my cross. You would lay down your life. That I would be set free. Oh, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. Who brings our chaos back into order? Who makes the orphan a son and daughter? The King of glory, the King above all kings. Who rules the nations with truth and justice? Shines like the sun in all of its brilliance. The King of glory, the King above all kings. This is amazing grace. This is unfailing love. That you would take my place. That you would bear my cross. You would lay down your life. That I would be set free. Oh, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. Our God is worthy of all praise and adoration and thanksgiving. Nothing is done without God's hand on it. He is worthy. The only God that you know that has ever risen. The only God that you know that has ever conquered the grave. He stomped death out on that third day. And so we sing to him now, worthy, worthy, worthy. Yeah, here we go, worthy. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Oh, and worthy is the King who conquered the grave. And worthy is the Lamb who was slain. And worthy is the King who conquers the grave. And worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Oh, and worthy is the King who conquers the grave. And worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy, worthy, worthy. This is amazing grace. This is unfailing love. That you would take my place. That you would bear my cross. You would lay down your life. That I would be set free. Oh, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. All that you've done for me. Sing it one more time. This is amazing grace. This is unfailing love. Oh, that you would take my place. That you would bear my cross. You would lay down your life. That I would be set free. Oh, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. God is greater and He is stronger. Amen. Water you turned into wine. Oh, and you open the eyes of the blind. 'Cause there's no one like you. There's none like you. Darkness you shine. Oh, out of the ashes, ashes we rise. 'Cause there's no one like you. There's none like you. And our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. And our God is healer. He's awesome in power. Our God, and our God. Into the darkness you shine. And out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. There's none like you. Oh, I know my God is greater. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. And He's awesome in power. Our God. Our God. Oh, but if our God, and if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what could stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what could stand against? Oh! Then what could stand against? You believe our God is greater, our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, and He's awesome in power. Our God, our God. Come on. Woo. If you can't feel His presence in here, I hope the coffee did it for you this morning.
These
It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it all. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it all. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it all. It's gonna be worth it all. Jesus. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it, Lord. It's gonna be worth it all. Now I believe in you, Jesus. It's gonna be worth it. I said it's gonna be worth it all. It's gonna be worth it all. Hey, yeah. You're already worth it, Jesus. Worshiping on earth is just rehearsal for our eternal song. Oh, we love you. If you've got a little bit of praise left in your church, why don't you sing Here I Am to worship with us? Sometimes you need to extend it, get off the page a little bit, and to really truly experience the one who loved you first. God's not dead, and heaven is real. So if you believe those things, why don't you sing, Here I am to worship, here I am to bow, here I am to say that you're my God. You are altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. So here I am to worship, here I am to bow down, here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely, you're altogether worthy, you're altogether wonderful to me. You're altogether lovely, you're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. Oh, sing lovely, you're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. Jesus, you're already worth it. You're already worth it. You're already worth it all. Jesus, you're already worth it. You're already worth it, Lord. Oh, you're worth it all. Heavenly Father, please show yourself to your people this morning. To your sons and daughters, Lord. Show yourself, God. We invite your presence, Lord. We invite your presence here, Lord. Come like a rushing wind through this place, Lord, that we might feel you. And in this time, God, would you begin to restore honor? Would you begin to restore respect once again? the loyalty, Lord. And today, integrity, Jesus. You've given us one more day, Lord. That's all it takes. So with our breath and our lungs, I pray that we would use it for good, for you, for all that is holy and worthy and glorious. May we receive the word of God. May we use it to better not just ourselves, but the lives that are influenced by us. Bless our pastor. Bless this service and all who are in it. Amen. You can all be seated. Praise God.
We've been really starting to dive in and starting to tackle some more root issues that we have kind of going on in our culture lately. When you really look at this and you start looking at forgotten virtues and you start thinking about the things that we've already talked about. The first week of the series we talked about loyalty, and then last week we talked about honor. And over again we start talking about different things that are going on. Where are the things that have been removed from our culture? Where are the things that have been removed from how we act? Today we're going to talk about integrity. And the reason why we're going to talk about integrity is because a lot of times we don't have any. We don't have integrity. Integrity is, it's kind of really is a forgotten virtue. You have forgotten what it means. I can literally go on here right now, and I promise you, on this nifty little app called Facebook that all of you have on your phones for some reason or another, or you have it at home or whatever it is. But if you go on here, and people have said, yes, they are coming to our event today, or yes, they're going to this, or yes, they're going to these different items. Here's the amazing part. They're not here because their yes is not a yes. You know, we had this application we send out. It's called Planning Center, and people check in and they go, yes, I will be there to greet. Yes, I will be there to do this. And then they don't show up, but you've made it to where anybody else can't sign up, and you've basically said that my integrity does not exist. So for any of you that happen to be watching, that you said that you were going to do one of our services, and you were going to greet, or you were going to do any of those things, you now have gotten the wrath of Mike. But as you kind of dive in and you start looking at this, and what is it that you have done in your life, and when have you looked at your integrity has been put in question? One of these things this last week, I went to the store, and I was at Walmart, and you know, Walmart, the cashiers there tend to be a little lost sometimes, or maybe most of the time. But I went in there, and I go in, and I bought something that was only $18, maybe it was like $15 and some change, and I gave the lady a $20 bill. Here's the funny part is that I gave her a 20, she gave me back $184 and change. And I said, it kind of put me in a weird position because I am a broke individual, and that $184 would have been quite nice to have. But my integrity started getting to my point, and it becomes part of a question. Am I supposed to give this, or what am I supposed to do? I handed the money back to her, and I said, this is your money. And she goes, oh, no, I put it in the right amount. Look, it even says it on the receipt. I said, I gave you a $20 bill. I didn't give you two 100s. I don't know what you did. And she said, oh, I must have put it in wrong. She would have lost her job if I would have kept that money. What sort of integrity do you have? Would you have given that money back, or would you have been like, oh, come up and walk away? Because a lot of people, they go, oh, that's my money now. It's tragic that we live in a world that people are shocked by integrity. It's tragic that we live in this world like this. You know, I mean, think about it. We're not shocked by dishonesty. We expect people to steal. We expect people to lie to us. We expect these things. It's tragic that we live in the world where people go, no, it's okay. I know that you're going to take this money. We're shocked by when somebody comes up and does the right thing. We go, oh my God, you did the right thing. What is wrong with our culture nowadays? You talk about a forgotten virtue. Lack of integrity is kind of normal now. We look at this, look at an athlete. You know, we have several athletes right now that football training camp is going, and what they're doing is they're going, I'm under contract. I've made a commitment to play at this price level. It doesn't matter how well I go. It doesn't matter how well I do. They're going to pay me if I do very poorly. But if I do exceptionally good, I want more money. If I do really good, I want more money. Look at a couple of guys. There's a guy in Seattle. There's a guy in San Francisco. They're going, pay me. Wait a minute. You made a commitment to play at this level. Our athletes are holding out, and they're going, I'm not going to fulfill my end of their integrity because it started getting called into question all the time. Look at politicians. You know, you can look at them all the time. They go, I'm going to change this, and then all of a sudden it all stays the same. I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to do politics as normal. I'm going to do whatever this country is. And don't think that I have it any better. Pastors do the same thing. Look at this across the country. You've had pastors that literally come out and preach against homosexuality on a regular basis, but yet they get caught in a bathroom taking it from another man. This is the type of stuff that happens. You go in and go, nope, you're not supposed to do that. And then they go into the bathroom and they do exactly what they were just preaching again. Pastors do the same thing. They have a lack of integrity. Are all pastors that way? No. But some of them are. And you look at this and you start looking at, and even if we can go a little closer to home, you can go away from pastors, you can go away from athletes, you can go away from politicians, teachers, all these different things. Look at your best friend. What's the integrity of your best friend? And some of you might be sitting next to your best friend, and you might as well just go ahead and throw an elbow into them right now because their integrity gets to get called in question a lot of times. You can just go ahead, boom. Is their yes a yes? When they tell you they're going to do something, do they show up? Do they do it? Is there no a no when they say, no, I can't do that? No, I can't go to this place. Why not? Well, I got to wash my hair. But then you find out that they're at this other club, bouncing from place to place or whatever it is. Going, it's like, wait a minute, I want you to come hang out with me so we could actually have a relationship, so we could grow. And your mindset became, nope, I don't care about that. What sort of integrity is that? Integrity is when your behavior matches your beliefs. It's got to be an integrated part of your life. Integrity says that your actions and your words line up with what you do. Is your private life consistent with your public life? When people see you and they see you going from store to store, like a lot of people go out on Saturdays, they do their shopping, they go to Walmart, they go to this place, they go to that place, they go back to school shopping this week. Do they see the same person bouncing from store to store or at work or whatever that they see at home? When you go home today, are people going to see, do your family see the same person that when you go out? Because I know people right now that in public, they would never, ever argue with their wife, but it's at home, they will get there, and they will get to the point where they're actually almost beating her. I know people like that. And these are questions that you have to ask yourself. What sort of integrity is that? Does your private life match up with your public life? That is and all the times we get these things that are brought into question. Who are you when nobody's looking? That's what it comes down to. Who are you when nobody's looking? We can look at your internet traffic. Who are you when nobody's looking? You think that that's private. It's not. By the way, anybody can go in and find out every place that you've been. You think that you I deleted my browser. Yeah, it's still there. It's all there. You can find it. They leave all kinds of nice little cookies on your computer. Your reputation is who others think you are. Your integrity is who you really are. Who is it that people think you are? And then start looking at your integrity. The integrity of the upright guides them, but the unfaithful are destroyed by the duplicity. It's Proverbs 11:3. Look at Samuel. You open up the Bible and you get to 1 Samuel 12 and you start looking at it. And he comes out in the beginning of this and he starts questioning. Have you ever seen me lie to people? Have you seen me steal? Do you see me get angry this way? Do you see these things? Can you question what I have done? That's what he comes out and says. But yet you want a king. So a king you should have. And then everything started going downhill. Look at the guidance I give you. Can you question what I have done? Now, and I'm not saying that this is me talking. This is Samuel. He comes out and he goes, look at my actions. My actions are the same here as they are at home. Excuse me. Have you ever heard, apparently I just lost my voice. Literally right in the middle of the service, I just lose it. But have you ever heard anybody come out and go, I can't live with myself, I did the right thing? No, you've never heard that. You've never heard anybody come out and go, I did what I was supposed to do, now I got to go off myself. No, it's always people that are guilty of doing the wrong things, and it starts to dwell, and then it starts to hurt them, and they go, I can't live with myself like this. I've never, ever heard anybody, Well, I gave the money back, and she didn't lose her job, and she can still provide for her family. No, I got to go home and kill myself. It's never been one of those things. That's never happened. People that walk with integrity tend to be happy. They tend to have a strong foundation. They tend to be people that are righteous. They can go out and walk, and they go, I can do, and I know I can hold my head high because I haven't done anything wrong. When you see people that walk around like this all the time, those are people that are always trying to get over. They're looking at their shoelaces, making sure they don't trip over their own feet. That's literally what's going on. Like, oh man, how do I get over now? How do I get this? How do I get that? Walk with your head held high and have integrity. Walk with it up and go, I know that I do the right thing. A lot of times we just go, oh, no, I'm going to do whatever I want to do. The unfaithful are destroyed. That's what it says. Destroyed. Your faith, your integrity, your whole belief system. A picture of life with integrity. Lord, who may dwell in your sanctuary? He whose walk is blameless and does what is righteous. Now let's stop there for a second. I know it's kind of small, but he whose walk is blameless and does what is righteous. Start looking at your life. Start looking at what you have going on. Start looking at, these notes are on the back of your bulletin as well. If you don't have a bulletin, we'll get you one. So start looking at it and go, do I do what is right and what is righteous? Can people know that I'm going to be truthful? Can people know that if they gave me money and they go, I want my change back, that they're going to get the right change? Do they know that? Do you go, oh, I'll just give them back the bills and keep the quarters because that's a come up for me? Is that, how is that? What is your life and how do people look at it? Are you righteous? Who speaks the truth from his heart? Do you always speak the truth? How many guys have seen, it's an older commercial now, but it was a Geico commercial where it was Abraham Lincoln and his wife was sitting in front of a mirror and she goes, does this dress make me look fat? And, man, yeah, a little bit. That's what he has to do. He comes out. He was known for telling the truth, right? He comes out, he goes, yeah, a little bit. And she walks away angrily. But you have to do what is right. Did you tell the truth? Did you say what was on your mind? And guys, we do this all the time. Somebody goes, did you say the right thing? Or did you just try to make her happy? Well, that's like a double-edged sword, right? What are you supposed to do? My wife was pregnant. She goes, does this make me look fat? I said, no, you're pregnant, baby. What do you want me to do? It doesn't make you look fat. You are pregnant. That's a simple, what am I supposed to say? And she's looking at me. She's like, I knew you thought I was fat. That's what she's thinking right now. I knew it, and that's not the case. But anyway, who has no slander on his tongue, who does his neighbor no wrong, and casts no slur on his fellow man. Now, we're talking about integrity here. When you walk away from a conversation with somebody, we sit here and I go over and I'm talking with Sherry Lee. I'm like, hey, Sherry Lee, how you doing? Da-da-da-da. And I just start talking with her. And then I walk over here and I start going over and I get over here to Ellie and I go, Ellie, did you hear about Sherry Lee? Wow. What sort of integrity is that? What sort of person are you? You have no loyalty. You have nothing at this point. You have become, you're not a friend. We're talking. I get all kinds of information about her, and I go, oh, I love this dirt. I got to tell everybody about it. And then I just go ahead and go slander her by putting their information out there and by putting this out there. You have to start looking at it and goes, does your tongue have slander? Because you don't talk bad about people when they're right in front of you. You're just like, no, I'm not going to say anything. I wait until they're out of the room, whatever. You never go off and go, did you hear about so-and-so while they're standing right next to you? You just don't do it. That's a slur, and you're putting somebody down. You have to really pay attention to this. Who does his neighbor no wrong and casts no slur on his fellow man? Who despises a vile man, but honors those who fear the Lord? Who keeps his oath, even when it hurts. Remember how I told you at the beginning of the story that they gave me $184? And I looked at this money and I go, man, do you have any idea how much stuff I could buy with this $184? Because I'm very frugal. I can buy so much stuff. That's like 3 weeks worth of groceries at our house. I can do amazing things with $184. And I look at it and go, it really hurt. That's how we get. And your mindset, and granted, it's only $184, but $184 for a lot of us is a lot of money. You don't just go, here, 15-year-old teenager, here's $184. See you later. You don't do that. You know, and so you start looking at this and you start thinking about it. Even when it hurts, you do what's right. Who lends money without usury and does not accept a bribe against the innocent. He who does these things will never be shaken. Start looking at your life. Start looking at what you have going on. And you start wondering, what's going on with it? Why is it that, oh, this keeps happening, that keeps happening, and these things go on, and that goes on? How much integrity have you had? How much have you had going on in your life where you've been always done the right thing instead of taking advantage of a situation? Because a lot of times, we'll just take advantage of a situation. We're like, ooh, there's an opportunity. Let me take it, even though it's not the right thing. You know, in this world, when I worked in retail, there was a statistic that came out. And it's really bad. When you hire retail workers, it's called a 10-80-10, okay? There's 10% of the people that you will employ that are just straight thieves. They will steal no matter what. It's just going to happen. 1 out of every 10 people that you hire in retail, they will steal from you. 80% will steal given the opportunity. They go, oh, I can get away with this? They will steal. They just will. 80% of people, that's where our integrity is. 80% of people, they know I'm not going to get caught. I'm going to do it. That's 80% of people. 10% of our world are honest. They go, I will never steal. It doesn't matter what the opportunity is. Doesn't matter if I won't ever get caught. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to steal. It's only 10%. Look at where our world has gotten. Look at where we've gotten 10% are just going to be thieves. 80% are always going to be like, I'm guaranteed to get away with it, then I'm doing it. And then 10%, they're just honest and integrity, and they have straight integrity. We have to start looking at this and go, what am I doing in this world? And am I being shaken? Is my life being to where it's just in distraught because I always take advantage of other people? I always take advantage of every situation. I talk bad about people behind their backs. I do these things. What sort of integrity do you have? What are the benefits of even actually having integrity? If 80% of the people will steal given the opportunity and they know they won't get caught, what is the benefit of having integrity? The first one is you can walk closely with God. God hates it when we don't have integrity. He hates it. And that's a strong word. He hates it when you steal from other people, when you hurt other people, when you put other people down, when you go off and you just go, I'm going to take advantage of every situation I can. It makes it to where you are more and more divided away from God. And we look at it and we go, well, I'm not taking advantage of anybody. I'm just taking advantage of the government, or I'm taking advantage of this. Somebody's getting hurt. Well, the taxpayer gets hurt because they have to pay more taxes in order to support people that have lied to stay on these different systems. Where is it that you look at and go, I'm not walking closely with God because I've built this nice little brick wall, and it keeps getting higher and higher and higher for every time that I put up a new thing that I've lied about, or a new credit application that I lied about. You have a built-in guide. You know, when you have integrity, you have a built-in guide. A lot of times you call it your conscience. Some people call that the Holy Spirit that's telling you all the time, don't do this. Don't do this. This is wrong. Don't do this. Don't do this. And yet you go, no, I can get away. Yes. I can afford that nice new car when you really know you can't. The next question you come into is, when I have integrity, I have consistent peace in my heart. I don't have to worry about somebody coming up to me and going, did you said this or you said that? You have this going on and you have that going on. No, I live in peace. I have peace in my heart because I know that I did what is right. I might say things that are hurtful at times, but I know they were the right things to say at times. I had a conversation this last week and we talked about it, and he goes, hey, what are you talking about? And then we dove into it, and I said, this is what it is. But a lot of times we hear things and we don't understand where it's coming from. We don't wait for the explanation. We go, that was hurtful. Well, wait a minute. I want to talk to you about it, the rest of it in love. I have a consistent peace in my heart. One of the other benefits of integrity is that you get to gain trust. You get to gain respect, honor. And what happens is you get to have influence. You know, you start looking at it, why don't people listen to me? Because they see what you do in public, but they also know what you do in private. And your life is going 2 different directions. Why would they ever listen to you, and why would you ever be able to cast any sort of influence? You have to start looking at these things and going, where is it at? People don't respect liars. They don't. They don't respect people that they look at you and they go, ooh, you're not even honorable. I can't even give you the honor that I know the Bible even tells me. I used to tell my mom that all the time. I said, don't do things that are crazy because it makes it very difficult to honor you. She would do things, and it's very difficult to talk about my mom who passed, but I remember as a teenager, my mom used to smoke weed in front of me. That's not a very honorable parenting move to do. You were teaching your child to go backwards. I would used to go into a room, and granted, I learned all the different hiding spots. And then everybody wonders, why did Mike smoke marijuana when he was 14, 15, and 16? Well, because I didn't have to even go buy it. I just go to my mom's room and roll it up from underneath the bed, and I had plenty of it. At one point, we lived where she was growing in the backyard. It makes it very difficult to have honor when you have literally showed your child this is the wrong way to go. Start looking at the things that you've done and go, what are the benefits? Maybe my children will listen to me because I'm the same person, not only in private, but also in public and in private. And I will tell you, there's a big opposite of integrity. And a lot of times we don't even want to hear this because our integrity is, when our integrity gets brought into question, and it's right, you know that you're a hypocrite. The opposite of integrity is being a hypocrite. It's like you're an actor in a play. That's really what it comes down to. You decided that you wanted to go get an Oscar or an Academy Award, and that's how you've portrayed your whole life. It's called, I've got to get these things. Now, all of us have been hypocritical at times. All of us. Each person in here. We've done things. We do it all the time with our children. If you have children at home, you're a hypocrite because you'll go, don't say that, and then you walk away and you'll say something. Don't hit your brother while I spank your butt. What is it that you have going on there? You have things that you're going to be a hypocrite. But I will tell you is that Jesus was harder on hypocrites than he was on anybody else. He was harder on people that were hypocrites than he was on prostitutes and on people that were adulterers. All of that, he was harder on the hypocrites. He even comes out and he goes, woe to you. And I tell you that he says, woe to you. And woe to you, back then, it would have been like, woe to you, what do you think you're doing? That's kind of like how that comes off. It's like, you got to know is that he's angry at this point. Whoa, what are you thinking? You hypocrites. And he actually comes in and he goes, woe to you, you teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites. It's even underlined up there because it's that important. You clean the outside of the cup and the dish, but inside they are full of greed and self-indulgence. You blind Pharisee. First clean the inside of the cup and dish, and then the outside will be cleaned. In the same way, on the outside, you appear to people as righteous, but on the inside, you are full of hypocrisy and wickedness. Now, you hear this. Start thinking about this. What do you appear on the outside? Is it the same as the inside? Is it the same thing? Because if you're good in here, and like deep in here, like rip open your chest and and start massaging the heart thing there, not just up here where the hair sits. And if you're a female, then it's where other things sit. But inside, and you start thinking about it, and you start going, what is it that is in my heart? Am I clean here? Am I clean here? Because if you're not clean here, if you're one of those 10% that I'm always going to get over, that I'm always going to try and do whatever I want to do, then guess what you found out? You found out how you're going to be a hypocrite, because inside of here, if it's not clean, then the outside, it's going to be very tarnished. It's going to be very dirty. And no matter what appearance you put out there, your children know the truth about you. Your family knows the truth about you. Your parents know the truth. And you've only put on this front for your friends. And they're probably not your friends because you lied to get them. They're probably just sitting there and going, oh, now that the true colors come out, I don't even want to be around this person. What is it that you have kind of going on in your life? Well, I guess the question comes into is, what is your integrity worth? Are you always just taking a gamble? You're willing to risk everything that you have going on. What is your integrity worth? Sometimes we lack integrity for a benefit. Just kind of listen to this. Most people, in fact, 85% of resumes are full of lies. We lie in order to get a job. Oh, I worked at this company for 9 months. You know that they can actually track that, right? You know that they can track, I've been there for 25 years. They can actually look that up. You can't lie about that. You can actually go online and literally get anybody's Social Security work history. You have the Social Security number, which you give them when you apply. You can get detailed dates of when they worked. Why would you lie about it? It can come out in the wash later. Other people, they overbill. They get to this point where they're at their job and they overbill and they start stealing from customers. They cut corners. Contractors do it all the time. They go, instead of doing 18-inch centers on the studs, I'm going to do 24-inch on center because it's 10 pieces less of wood. They cut corners in order to get there. Other people, they embezzle from work. They get there and they go in and they go, oh, and it happens all the time, especially in different retail environments. If you know anybody who's ever worked at a bar, anybody of those people, cash-only environments, guess what happens? 2 for you, 1 for me. It happens all the time. Maybe you're not a blatant thief like that, but you embezzled and you lied on your expense report. Oh, I went 260 miles and you never left the house. I went to this place and I did this. Or I went here and I did that. Nope. Or maybe you said, hey, I was at coffee with a client. And really, you were at coffee with your buddy and you were just sitting there shooting the breeze. These are things that you start looking at and your integrity is in question. Well, how about this at home? Women love to do this. My wife loves to do it. And I just happen to sometimes catch it. Is that they go out and they go shopping and they buy something and then they go, I wasn't supposed to buy this. So they bring it home and they hide it in the closet. They'll like try and bury it deep in the closet. They come in there and they go, he'll never look over here. And they bury it. And then one time you come in and she's like wearing this outfit. And you go, man, I've never seen that before. Oh, I've had this old thing for years. Wait a minute. Isn't that the price tag? What is that? You know, that's what happens. You know, and she doesn't do it often because we don't have any money to do it often like that. But she's like, I take the price tags off. I know better than that. You know, but that's what happens. We try and hide things. Guys do it too. Guys, you're not exempt from this. You're just not as crafty. That's all. You don't hide it. You're like, I'll leave it in the car. She gets in the car right afterwards and like, what's that? What is that? Yeah, and we don't buy, as guys, we don't buy like a $12 shirt. We go off and go, oh, that's not a new golf club. No, I don't know. It's not a new car stereo that we're trying to hide. She's gonna get in the car at one point or another. What's that? I've had this for years, and that's what happens. Yeah, that's been out like 3 weeks. That's an iPhone 5S, or what is that? Or how about this one? It happens all the time. Is that you go, so you meet somebody and they go, oh yeah, I used to be on tour with the Rolling Stones. Wait a minute here. Did you say that? Did you really just tell me that? Because you ain't got no money either, dude. What's the deal here? And what we do is we go, okay, I like you well enough. You don't have to lie to me about that. But we never actually tell them that. We never come out and go, you don't have to lie to me, dude. You're cool. You don't have to lie to kick it. We don't do that. We go, all right, well, just roll with your lie. You played with the Rolling Stones. That's awesome. What'd you do? I mean, what did you play harmonica in the background or something? I mean, what was it that you did? But, those are the questions that you have to start asking. Do we do that? Because a lot of us, we do this, or the favorite one with guys, because we're so, it's almost, we have this illusion we are how much we make. And so what happens with guys, they go, they'll be talking with somebody, and they end up in a conversation with somebody who's like really successful, and they go, yeah, I make $95,000 a year, and I get this, and I got that, and they might not actually be exaggerating. And so the first thing you do is I go, I better inflate my salary $15,000 a year in order to seem like I'm deserving to be in the same room. I make $95,000. That's cool. I make $115,000. That's what happens. We got to go right above them. We got to go, oh no. Instead, you just be truthful. And what ends up happening is that they understand it. And if you don't lie, and if your integrity is intact, then they start appreciating you, and they're willing to trust you. And they know that if you go, hey, I really can't go out and do these things because I don't have the money. They understand that. It's not one of these things that you go, well, dude, you told me you make double what I make. How is it that you don't have the money? We can't go hit golf balls. What is it? Start thinking about your life. Start thinking about what you have going on. If you're a student, and some of you guys are students in this room, you go to college, and what happens is you cheat to get a better grade. They go, it's a take-home test. And they didn't say it was open book. It's take home. You took it home, and you cheated the whole way. Googled every answer. And it's like, oh, yep, I got the right answers. I got 100% on this test, but you couldn't have done it because you didn't do the work. You just cheated your way through it. And if you start doing that, you're going to cheat your way through life the whole way. If you're married, what ends up happening is that you destroy your integrity when you've taken that vow to love and to honor your spouse. Then you go home and you watch porn and you objectify her and you make her to where, I want you to do that. What are the things that you have put in there and you've gone, this is my integrity. This is what I put out there. Look at Job. Open up your Bible to the center of the book, and that's where Job ends up lying in most books and most Bibles. His integrity was everything. It was everything. Everything that was going wrong, he still put it in God's hands. He goes, God, I don't know if my integrity with you won't be destroyed, but why is this happening? He questioned, but that's where he was at. He was like, I don't understand it. He goes, I will not deny my integrity. I will maintain my righteousness, and I will never let go of it. My conscience will not reproach me as long as I live. How many times have you walked away with something knowing what direction you were supposed to go? You knew what you were supposed to do, and you did the right thing, and your conscience started to eat away with you. It started to just tear you up, and I go, I should have did this. You do it all the time when you go into, I knew what the right answer was. I knew what I was supposed to do. I knew that I wasn't supposed to take this. And you end up trying to do something in order to make it up. I remember one time we were at the grocery store, or Target, and I don't know if we can call that a grocery store. They have food in there. But we're at the store, and anybody in here ever been shopping with their children? You take your children, you got if you're like us, we've got 3 of them, and you take them, and so your children have this tendency to throw things in the basket as you're not looking. They're like, oh yeah, let's put this in there, let's put this in there, let's put this in there, and let's see how far it gets through being rung up. You get to that point, you go to the register, and you go, what is this? I didn't put this in here. And you look at your spouse, and did you put this in here? Yeah, I'm going to throw that in there. That's what ends up coming, And you start going through this, and you start ringing up the items, and you take things out, and you put things away, or, you leave them at the impulse items. You put them on top of the candy, and you go, nope, somebody will get that later. And so when that happens, you start looking at it, and you start getting, well, one time we did this with our family, and even though there was a DVD that we did say that we were going to buy, the position that it ended up in is in, if you ever go to a store, you open up the area where you're going to put your child and restrain them so they don't try and, hurt anybody else or grab anything else, and you restrain them nice and tightly. Well, underneath there's a little place where their legs, the thing, and it covered up the DVD. And so as we go through, we ring up everything, we go outside, and we literally go out and we loading up the car, and as we pull out young Michael out of the seat and we go to put him in, well, a little flap lifts up, and guess what's underneath it? There's a $20 DVD. And so for me, we're already outside the store. We're in the car. Everything's done. And you had this option. Do we do the right thing? Or do we go off and we go, I've got it, and it's mine now. I'm already outside. Nobody said anything to me. It's an ingenious hiding spot, by the way, in case you wanted to do this, because nobody ever knows. Lift up your child, please. I want to make sure there's no DVDs underneath there. Yeah. You're welcome, guys, everybody. Just make sure it doesn't have one of those security cases on it, and then you'll be at home trying to crack that thing open. But anyway, really don't start stealing DVDs. My pastor told me it was a good hiding spot, so I took it. But my wife looked at me, and she gave me one of those looks like, you know what you're going to go do, right? And I already knew what I was going to do, and so I started making my way back in there. And as I walked in, I walked up to the cashier, and I already had the receipt in my hand. I double-checked to make sure we didn't pay for it, knowing that I didn't pay for it. And she told me, she said, no, I rang that up. I got it. I rang it up. I got it. It was done. And I said, really? Is it like Charmin? Is that what it's called? Or, what is it? And you look at the receipt, and you go, it's not the right price. It's not on here anywhere. How is it that you got it? And she starts looking at it, and she goes, well, no, I know I rang it up. I know it. And I go, wait a minute. I know you didn't ring it up. I know you didn't. And I know that in her mind she was fearing for her job, but my integrity was I know that I didn't pay for it. And so all I did is I walked away from her and I went up to the customer service desk and I said, I just need to pay for this. I knew that I needed to do the right thing. Didn't matter what they said or what she was encouraging me, just take it, go. You're good, you're done. I knew that I needed to do the right thing, and so I went up and I paid for it, and I walked out, and I knew that I walked away doing the right thing, and my conscience and my integrity was kept intact. Some of us, we do other things. And sometimes it's very, very questionable and very small things. We don't even think anything of it. You go to the golf course, and you go, I'm going to go hit a bucket of balls. And what you end up doing is you steal 15 or 20 range balls because you're going to go out and play golf. And you go, I know I'm going to lose 20 balls, and so I better take some extras. And you end up playing golf with range balls. You have stolen. And you've taken somebody else's property, and now your integrity is in question. But you didn't think of it that way. I paid for the range balls. No, you paid to hit the range balls. They weren't yours to own at that point. There's other things. Or maybe you went out to Scandia last week, and at the end of and instead of playing the 18th hole, you decided you wanted to go back and play the first hole again because you knew at the 18th hole it was going to keep your little putt-putt golf ball. And you said, I'll just go play again. Or I'll just keep this for the next time I want to play. Some people have done that. And some people think that, I can just go off and I can do that. You are stealing. You don't even think of it that way, but you have literally, you are destroying the revenue. And everybody goes, well, this place is being run down. It's run down because people don't support it and they steal from it. It's like this vicious cycle. We take it and we go, well, I wish they would do something about it, but I'm just going to continue stealing video games and I'm going to continue doing this. And we go, oh, why'd they close? It was such a great place. Why? Because they gave away everything? Because you stole from them. That's what ends up happening. When you have integrity, nothing else matters. When you have it, nothing else matters. You know that you can't be called into question. You know that people will honor you. You know that you have integrity. Nothing else matters. When you don't have integrity, it's the same thing else. Nothing else matters. When you don't have it, people look at you and you go, you're a thief, you're a liar, you're this. You exaggerate about everything. Nothing else matters at that point. Integrity is that important. What if you don't have integrity? That's the question. Some of us, we look at it and go, what happens if I don't have integrity? What am I going to do? We have an option. And it can happen today. You can walk away and go, I'm not going to change anything. But you can apologize. You don't need to apologize to me. You don't have to come, hey, Mike, I don't have integrity. I'm sorry. I knew. Sorry. But that's not what it is. You need to apologize to God. Because your lack of integrity has divided your relationship with Him. You've put more and more distance between you and God every time that you've gone, I've lied about this, or I've stolen this, or I've done this, or I've said this about this, or done, or whatever it is that you have. And literally, not only have you put distance, but you have put walls that are high. You can't even see over it sometimes. You've got you put yourself in this nice little room, not only that you have a separated relationship with everybody else, but you've also separated your relationship with God. And now it's just you alone, and you're going, God, why is it that everything seems to be falling apart around me except for these walls where nothing's getting better? The walls keep getting higher and higher, and I can't seem to get out of here because you are building those walls higher with your lack of integrity. It's time to start ripping those walls down and apologizing to God and going, God, I want a relationship with you, and I want you to be near in my life, and I'm ready to destroy all these different things. And you guys know that I love having I love getting up here, and I love being funny and getting you guys to laugh, but this is where it gets as serious as it can be. How divided is your relationship with God? Because of the integrity or the lack thereof integrity you have. How divided is it? And I can laugh and I can joke and I can start saying that these are the things that pastors say and do. I am not perfect. I will tell you that right off the top. I laugh, I joke, I enjoy life. I really do. Nobody said ever becoming a Christian that means your life became boredom. But I still have integrity. What is it in your life that you're looking at and going, I've done this wrong, and I've done that wrong, and I've done this wrong, and it's time for me to change it. It's time for me to move forward with a life that God has ordained me for, and He's destined me for, and He said, this is the plan I want you to have. I want you to do this, because He's talked to you about it. You've heard it. He's spoken, and He said, I want you to do this, and you keep fighting it, and you keep going, I better not. He's told you, I want you to apologize. I want you to do these things, and you go, I better not, because they're going to think different of me. He's told you, stop lying to your friends. Your friends know that you're lying. They know. And yet, we continue to go, no, I got to talk about this. What has divided you to where you're not even having true relationships with the people around you? I can tell you that you need to apologize. I can tell you maybe it comes time where you go, I need to start over with you, God. Start doing what's right. Maybe you need to start believing in what's right. Maybe that's where we're kind of lost it. We've gotten confused. We don't know what's right, and we've lost ourselves. In Matthew 5:37, it says, simply yet let your yes be a yes, and your no, no. Anything beyond this comes from the evil one. Anything beyond this. Guys, I'm telling you right now, we can look into this. You know, we send out these invites every week, and people go, yep, check. Please stop inviting me. I'm done. But what happens is that you've said yes. What happened to that yes? Where'd it go? If you're not going to be here, just say no. It's okay. You know, we just want people to grow. And we figure that this is an important message that I've spent lots of time with, and our worship team has spent lots of time with. And we do that because we knew that you needed to hear it. We knew that this was something that God said, this is going to be life-changing. And it can be right now. It can be life-changing. If you walk out, and even if you go, I'm still kind of lost with the Jesus thing, that's okay. But you can start when you start going, my yes is a yes and my no is a no. If you just start there, you can start growing. You can start doing so much more. But maybe you're ready for a little further, and you're going, I do need to apologize to God. I do need to start going, I'm ready to do something different, and I'm ready to follow the plan that he's laid out for me. Now's that time. Now's this opportunity to take it. I will tell you is that you can make a change in your life. I can start right now. Right here, today, and start walking forward, going, God, I know I did the right thing, and start holding your head high, and start walking righteously. Not arrogantly, but righteously. Go, I know I did the right thing. It's time to make a change, and it's time to make your yes a yes and a no a no. Let's pray. Father, thank you so much. Thank you so much for allowing this message to open our eyes, to convict us to where we've looked and we've said, I do need to change here. I do need to make adjustments. I need to start following your plan for my life. I need to walk with integrity so I can be righteous. Not righteous to where I look down on people, but righteous to where I hold my head up and I know that I make sound decisions. God, I know that in my past I haven't done that. But I want to change it right here, right now. I want to apologize and just say, God, I'm sorry for what I've been and my lack of integrity with my relationship with you. And I'm willing to change that. I'm willing to start following the plan that you've laid out for me. God, I know that you've said that if I apologize and that I believe that your Son that you sent for me, that his blood will wash away my sins, that he will wash away my past transgressions, and I will be new. God, I want to be new. I want people to look at me and know that I have integrity. I want people to look at me and know that I am righteous in the decisions that I make. They know that I won't steal. They know that I won't take it. I won't take advantage of them. They know that I will be somebody they can count on. That if I say yes, I mean yes. And if I say no, then I can't do it, and it's an actual no. God, I know I need to start reassessing my life and start making decisions that are going to start allowing me to walk forward in the plan that you have laid out for me. But I'm willing to start right now. I'm willing to start following and start doing what you've asked me to do now. God, thank you for giving me this opportunity, for allowing me to see this, and I'm willing to step out and take it. I believe. Now allow me to walk the path that you've laid out for me. Give me the strength and the courage and the wisdom. Keeping your heads down. If you prayed that along with me, if you prayed that you're ready to walk with integrity, that you're ready to walk with the plan that he laid out for you, can you put a hand up for me? Can you put it up and just say, I'm ready, God. I want to do what you've asked me to do. I'm tired of sitting on the sidelines. I'm tired of going, God, I know that people question what I do every day. I know that people look at me and they go, oh, you're a liar. I'm tired of this. And I want to walk with the plan that you have laid out for me and go, I want to walk with my head held high knowing I have done the right thing. God, thank you so much. You can put your hands down. And I know that you are at the gates going, I am so thankful and I am so excited for what you have done. And I know that you are looking and going, I am ready to welcome. And I'm ready to pour out this wisdom and to pour out the gifts and I just want you to be able to feel the same joy that I do right now that you have come home. And you said, I am ready to start living the life that you have put out there for me, God. God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving us the strength. Thank you so much for giving us this chance to come home and say, I'm ready to do what you've asked me to do. God, For those of us who didn't raise our hands, that we're already walking with integrity, give us the strength to continue to do it. Continue to fill us up to where we know that we are being guided by you, not by us, not by going mine, mine, mine. I'm after these earthly things that I'm pursuing what you've asked me to pursue. God, thank you so much. Even before you've done it, we know that you will. And God, thank you so much for that. God. And all this we pray in your Son, Jesus' name.